A Texas man paid $10,000 in child support for 3 years to a woman he never met. What? Let's hear from the man himself about this very strange situation.
Hey, I swear, my mom hits me up. She's like, "Hey, Rod, you got this letter to my house." And I'm like, "Letter from who?" She say, "The Attorney General." So I'm like, "What?" The Attorney General, my kids, we solid. I've been paid this thing. We paid it. What are we talking about here? So she say, the person name. I'm like, "Ma, I don't know that person at all." She's like, "Well, it say you owe him $1,400 and something dollars." I'm like, "What? Why would I be owing somebody? Like it comes out my check. So I'm like, what is this about?" So she gives me, so I say, "Mom, give me the case number and all of that. Let me contact child support." So I get on child support. Boom. I put in the case number. It give me the person name. I'm gonna just hit this person up and see if that's what that is. I'm gonna hit this person up. So I hits her up. She said, "I don't know you." I said, "I don't know you." She was like, "Oh my God." She was like, "Are you from Texas?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "When I got the paperwork, I didn't know, whether my baby daddy had moved, whatever, and they had just located him in Texas, this and that, and this." So I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Bet." So I'm like, "What's his name?" She's like, she give me his name, same as my name, but different middle name. So I'm like, "Yo, is his birthday in September or something?" She like, "Yes." She's like, "When's your birthday?" I'm like, "My birthday, September 22nd. Give it a year." He born a year after I was born. They done located me in Texas, linked up our cases. Do y'all know I have paid damn near 10 G's to somebody I don't even know?
This man is the best father I've ever seen. He's straight up paying for a child that's not his. And so many fathers run away from their responsibilities, paying for their actual children. This guy is the Santa Claus of fathers, just giving out child support payments to whoever asks. Also, I'm happy to report, and he'll be happy to know, he's also the father of my children, and he can send 14 and some change to my home monthly starting now. When he examined his pay stubs, he realized the third child was added to his garnished wages in January 2023, and that since then, Texas has taken $10,961 from his paychecks for her support. Davis, who works as a national manager for a fine arts company and now earns more than $140,000 annually, said he hadn't previously noticed the extra line item of $126 in each biweekly pay stub. He was aware he was paying more overall for child support, but chalked that up to the fact that he's received pay raises over the last few years that put him into a higher tax bracket, and just figured more was being deducted for his two girls. After visiting the Texas Attorney General's website and doing some other sleuthing online, Davis learned the name of and located the mother of the unknown child, Rashad Harvey, and initiated a call via Facebook Messenger. She was just as dumbfounded as he was to learn the wrong man had been financially supporting her daughter for 3 years, she told Atlanta Black Star. Here's what Harvey said after finding out about the mix-up.
So you call the state and, try to get clarification on how did this even happen? And you have literally been giving your child's father grace because he doesn't do anything else but pay this consistent child support for this child. Oh, so you thought. Well, he has not been paying child support, and he does not deserve grace because he's actually a deadbeat. And he has said nothing. Mind you, he knows he was supposed to be on child support, but he has not said a word. And this man, come to find out, who lives in a whole other state, has been paying child support for your child for the past 3 years consistently, and your child's father has said not a damn thing.
These two are going to end up together. You heard it here first. That is my call. This is a romance for the ages. It is the modern Sleepless in Seattle, or You Got Mail or something. I don't know. Now Davis and Harvey are working to try to rectify the situation. Harvey called the Texas Child Support Office this week to try to explain the identity mix-up and to terminate her child custody case. She said, reminding them that she had provided court-ordered DNA samples for herself and her daughter when she applied for child support in Florida 3 years ago. The Texas AG staff asked for the name, birth date, contact information, and photos of her child's non-custodian father, which she provided. They should have asked me for this stuff 3 years ago, she said. They never validated anything. They were just so careless and went after the wrong man with a different middle name and birth date and garnished his wages. Davis, meanwhile, visited the Plano office of the Attorney General's office seeking help. He said the staff there was able to pull up a profile of the real father, including a photo of Rodrick Dwayne Davis with his hair and dreadlocks. That ain't me, Davis said. I've always had a fade. Proof, if I've ever heard of proof. There you have it. The AG staff told Davis they would review and research his claim and escalate his case to upper management, but that would have to wait at least a few weeks to talk to someone. A few weeks pass, he might have dreads by then. There's no way to know. Davis says that he has contacted several attorneys who advised him that a civil lawsuit against the state of Texas was not likely to result in a monetary award beyond what he has paid out, and perhaps the accrued interest on those funds. Their own retainer fees would cost at least $5,000, he said. If he recovers what he's erroneously paid to Texas, he'd like to invest it in a food truck, a side venture he's been thinking about pursuing since he owned a restaurant years ago, and that truck can feed all of his fake children around the world. Think of the possibilities. Endless, really. According to the Texas Attorney General website, Texas law requires a man who is questioning his legal relationship to a child to file a petition asking the court to terminate the parent-child relationship. The court must hold a pretrial hearing and then, if it deems necessary, order the legal father and the child to submit to genetic testing. If the testing results say the legal father is not the biological father of the child, the court may order a termination of the parent-child relationship and the financial support obligation. However, the man is still responsible for any unpaid child support and interest up to the termination date for some inexplicable reason. This is, I have to personally tell you, the most roundabout way I have ever heard to plug a future food truck. The guy could just straight up like buy a Facebook ad saying I'm starting a food truck. You don't have to go through all this. The website does not cover its procedures when a man has been deemed the legal father due to bureaucratic bungling, my nickname in high school. The Texas Attorney General's office did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Atlanta Black Star about how it would handle this or other mistaken paternity cases involving apparent administrative error. All I know is I'm hungry and this man is my daddy. Tehran?
Well, here's my thing. Where is Maury Povich when you need him? This is a Maury Povich episode. Yep. This is a comedy of errors, but it's not that funny. It's not that funny because a person who is not responsible for a child has been paying out for 3 years over $10,000. Rod Davis has been paying Cody, and thankfully Cody is a responsible adult and fair and actually is enlightened enough to also take and say that this was not her stake. Had it been another way around, we could have actually seen a legal battle when there shouldn't be. What is the recourse? How do you fix this? Why did this happen? Why is this clerical error something that's allowed to be allotted? These are things that we have to check in our system, especially because we live in a system that is completely online. I can find anyone I want on social media. They could have found this person. Some employee somewhere dropped the ball, and that ball fell right on Rod Davis's head and on his checkbook. Thankfully, he was fortunate enough to afford this. What if he hadn't? What if that $1,000 every 2 weeks actually meant him not being able to pay child support to his actual children, own restitution, or his own rent? That could have been the possibility. These things are always funny when they don't have that serious or consequential outcome. However, we do have a serious problem with child support in this country where either the people responsible don't pay, the people who are paying go to jail, or people who are not responsible at all, especially a lot of servicemen, are put on birth certificates and then ordered to pay out when they have no actual accountability or responsibility that should be needed for the child. We have these things happen all the time, and it shouldn't. We are in the modern world. Modernize this system.
Hard disagree. I think you're just trying to avoid me collecting child support payments from this man, who I believe is my biological father.
He might be. Rod Davis might be your father. You actually have a lot of similarities. I'm going to be honest. I have seen you at food trucks, and he wants to open a food truck. That can't be a coincidence.
That can't be a coincidence. Plus, also, I'd hate to throw this at you, but how do we know you're not the real father? Just because you're wearing your name on your hat I could print a hat and wear a fake name as well as a cover. I'd like you to start sending me $1,400 or gift me a food truck.
That's actually a good point. I have locks, so it is possible. It is possible, but I guarantee you by next week I will have a fade. I refuse to pay anything for you and or your children, Ben Gleib.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I disagree and I will collect, but I think it's fair.